Hey guys, wanted to bring you another NBA video review of tonight's Warriors and Phoenix Suns breakdown and analysis. So it was actually a pretty good game. The fourth quarter was pretty much, if you couldn't watch the whole game, and if you could only watch, say, the last 5 minutes of tonight's game, that was a pretty good last 5 minutes of the game. Especially with pretty much last minute, you had the game going back and forth, and it was kind of the craziest thing that you would see for a while. First, Phoenix got up. They were up, I think, by 3. Then Steph Curry ties it. Oh no, Klay Thompson hits the 3, so he ties it up. Then you have, I think it was, Tucker that drives by Bogut and hits that layup. Then you have, what was it? It happened so fast. Oh, Harrison Barnes hits that game winner. So it was kind of crazy how it kept going back and forth. The sequence might be a little bit off, but like I said, you kind of have to watch it. It was probably the craziest sequence. You had Harrison Barnes contributing with the game winner, especially it was 2 for 8 for tonight's game. That's kind of really gutsy. Then you had Steph Curry hitting a 3 to help cut the lead down, because they were down, I believe, 6 points at one point. So that was kind of crazy to go down that far. The other concern I had for the Warriors is, gosh, why are you playing so many minutes for certain players that for a game that's not very meaningful? For Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, they're over 30 minutes. I would say start doing the San Antonio Spurs and Atlanta Hawks. Start resting more of your players. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, you don't need to play that many minutes against the Phoenix Suns. I know they're a good team. They should have won. Phoenix was in control most of this game in that sense. So I just thought, they should have figured something out in that sense, because going to that fourth quarter, last couple minutes, the Phoenix was in control. They had 6 players in double digits for Phoenix. TJ Warren, pretty good game. Was really surprised. The Morris brothers had a great game. Brandon Wright, you had PJ Tucker and Eric Bledsoe. Those guys all contribute. It was a nice balance contribution from everybody. You only had 3 players from the Warriors that had double digits. I know you didn't have Draymond Green, but you gotta worry about going to the playoffs. I mean, there's so many people getting to injuries, and you don't need this type of game. There was already rumors that all of their players are going to try to play against the Spurs. So I understand that. That's more, I could see, hey, let's make a point. We're going to show that we could compete and hang with these guys. And the Spurs have something going that they want positioning. So that's if they care about the positioning too. So the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting is that now I understand if you put 25-minute limits on those 2 players or all the starters, especially Bogut, I would probably cut him down to probably even 15 minutes. Play the other players. Get your second unit out there. This team is very deep. They could have probably made it more competitive. The starters weren't very good besides Curry and Klay Thompson, but it wasn't the most efficient shooting night for Curry either, or Klay Thompson. So, but hey, what do I know? Obviously, Steve Kerr has a great chance to be Coach of the Year, but Steph Curry proved a great point on why he could be MVP. So yeah, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do you agree that Steph Curry should be preserved? And same with Klay Thompson. These guys have been playing a lot of minutes, and especially with Steph Curry's past and history with ankle problems, and then you had Klay Thompson that had to sit out for a couple of games with injuries. So do you want to really risk it? At least Draymond Green is resting, and I think he's going to have another week off. That's what I heard. And we actually had him on one of our fantasy basketball teams, so we actually had to drop him today because, well, we're in the championship and we can't have non-producing players, and especially if there's a rumor that he might be out for the rest of this week. So, yeah, I don't see why you should be playing those players, especially if they have a history of injuries. Especially you already have the first seed wrapped up. Go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe on what you thought of tonight's game. Even though it was meaningless, they still played very well enough to win the game against the Phoenix Suns. Thanks.